something to keep the little ones entertained too. Nuclear chemist Dr. Tim Gregory is here with the supersized science experiments you can do at home, like this exploding rocket. See you after the break. Hello, welcome back. So, we're outside to do some science. We've roped in nuclear chemist Dr. Tim Gregory to show us some super-sized science experiments you and the family can do at home to keep the kids entertained in the holidays. So, a nuclear chemist.
Yeah, I'm a nuclear chemist. It's pretty cool. So I work in a lab at Sellafield and I do all sorts of interesting chemistry experiments in all different areas of nuclear science. And for me, it all started when I was this tall, doing science experiments like this in my back garden. And the nice thing about home science experiments is that you don't need to break the bank to do them. You don't need to build a space shuttle or a large hadron collider in your back garden. You can go down to your local corner shop and buy most of what you need to get started. And the thing about science and doing experiments is that science isn't just a big list of facts that you have to learn at school and then recall in an exam that you memorise from a textbook. Science is something that we do. And the way that we do science is by doing experiments like this. So this is what we're going to do today, and they're fab in the summer holidays.
Yeah, they really are. So come on, let's do the first one. So tell me about this first one we're doing.
The first experiment we're going to do is called the elephant's toothpaste, and it involves hydrogen peroxide. And if you take your hydrogen peroxide, you've got your goggles on, you've got your gloves, perfect.
That might be the wrong size. I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
I look like a Smurf.
You'll manage. So if we get the hydrogen peroxide and put it in our glass beaker, hydrogen peroxide, all of it, the job lot.
So this is like bleach, isn't it?
Yeah, so we use it to dye hair. Some people use it to bleach their teeth. And hydrogen peroxide has got the chemical formula H2O2. And if you grab some of your washing up liquid and just put a small dash in the hydrogen peroxide,
a small dash.
Small dash. So hydrogen peroxide is an unhappy molecule.
It doesn't. Maybe.
Yeah, a large teaspoon or two. It doesn't like to be H2O2. If we give it a quick swirl, we'll mix them together. And what we're going to do is disintegrate it. We're going to snip off one of the oxygens from the molecule to create water and oxygen. And the way we're going to do that is using a catalyst, yeast. And so I'm going to pass around this hot water. Just put a dash of hot water in your yeast to make a nice slurry. There we go.
And
give
this
it a good
is just
mix.
all stuff you can buy in the shops, isn't it?
This is stuff you can buy in the shops. I'll put a bit of water in there. There we go. And this is warm water, and the water will wake the yeast up, and the yeast will catalyse the chemical reaction. They kind of act like molecular scissors that will snip the oxygen off the peroxide. And one of the magic ingredients in this experiment is food colouring. We like colour in chemistry, especially when it goes fizz. And so if you get the food colouring, that's right, yeah, we've got the food colouring. I'll just put a couple of drops in. And if you want to get really arty...
Into your peroxide?
Into the peroxide. You can put a couple of drops around the outside of the beaker. There we go.
Just round the rim?
Just round the rim, and get it to run down the inside. Kind of looks a bit, I know, a bit Halloween, perhaps. And then, once we mix it all together, we can get our slurried yeast and pour it into the mixture.
Right, you're going to do it first, and then we'll do it after you.
Right, so I'll go first, OK? So are we ready? OK, so...
In goes the slurried yeast.
There we go.
Come on, yeast.
That's catalysing the reaction, and the oxygen that's produced from this reaction is captured by the soap bubbles. And there we go. There we go, that's the elephant's toothpaste. Off you go, I think you're all ready now.
Oh, I love stuff like this.
Brilliant.
So remind us again, what is the science that's happening there?
So we've got hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2. Yeast is snipping off one of those oxygens to create water and oxygen. And this oxygen is the gas that's producing the bubbles in this reaction. So there we go. And it kind of smells a bit like a bakery or a brewery. Something like that.
I love the way it does genuinely look like toothpaste.
You got it good. You've got a nice streak there.
Yeah.
And if you want it to go off with an extra bang, could you pass me the water, please, right quick? If you want it to go off with a bit of an extra whoosh, you can do the same experiment in a sports drinks bottle, because you can put the lid on those things, and they've got a little tiny gap for the solution to escape. And so if we wake up a bit more yeast, hopefully this works, and the yeast hasn't completely gone to sleep.
Come on, yeast. Come on, yeast.
What's going to happen?
You can do it, yeast.
And then we can put the lid on, get the reaction going.
There you go.
And there we go.
Oh, I've been under a lot of pressure lately, I'm sorry.
Thank goodness it's hit the roof.
It's hit you.
How good was the experiment?
All right, I think that's enough.
Those were the days.
Excellent. No, don't point it at
There
me.
we go. There we go. So this is why we wear gloves and lab
Wow,
coats.
that
Right.
was dramatic.
Okay, so
What are
this-
we doing next?
The second experiment we're going to do, if I can find it, so you've all got an Alka-Seltzer tablet
I've lost
on the
mine.
table. That's yours. And we've got a film canister. This is maybe the kind of things that you would put camera film in back in the day when we all used to use film cameras. If you pop that into your beaker, we're going to put some water on. The Alka-Seltzer will start fizzing. That gas, it's not oxygen this time, it's carbon dioxide. And we're going to put the lid on the canister, the pressure will build up, and it'll turn into a miniature rocket. And so I've put a bit of water in there, quickly snap the lid on.
There's a lid.
Yeah.
Put it face down on the table. Whoa, there we go. That was quite fast.
Right, you two do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. In with the water. How much water?
That's about right. That's about right.
Yeah.
Flip it over. Russell's got it. Go on.
I can't touch my glove! That was terrible! I can't touch- That's why you should have the right size
was
gloves.
You're not having a job in my land.
Touch my glove.
Your
That's why you
reaction.
should.
I want to see a slow-mo of that later.
all right.
Oh, I got done.
Right, what
So
we
this
doing?
is why we wear eye protection, so you don't want flying lids. And the final experiment, and this is another classic. I loved doing this as a kid, and we're not letting you anywhere near it. Is the classic Mentos and Coke. Where did my Mentos go? Oh, I can barely see them. So fizzy drinks. Okay, so
Yeah.
fizzy drinks, they've got carbon dioxide in them. That's why they taste fizzy.
Yeah.
If you leave them out, they'll naturally go flat. All of the carbon dioxide leaks out and goes into the air. This happens over a couple of days. We don't have a couple of days. You can do it over a couple of seconds by dropping some Mentos in. And this speeds up the reaction and causes, there we go, so fizzy drink volcano. And because this is Steph's packed lunch, we're going to do something very special today. We're going to take this classic experiment and turn it into something a little bit different. We're going to use it to power cars.
Oh,
we're going to
God.
attempt
This
to
sounds fun. Right,
break
you
a world
guys go-
record.
yeah, you're gonna go and do it, aren't you?
So here we go.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I'll be dragged along with a car. Okay.
Right.
So this is the high tech fizzy drink and Mento rocket cars. And what we've got here, we've got some fizzy drink. This is a pipe with some masking tape in the bottom of it, stopping the Mentos from falling in.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is take this rod and shove the Mentos into the fizzy
Take
drink.
your one, Steph.
No, you lot are racing each
Take
other.
the Mentos and shove them into the fizzy drink and perhaps
Where's
stand
the
to the side.
Mentos?
The Mentos are in
Oh, they're
there.
in there.
Hold on, we're going at the same time. I don't want to get covered.
Wait, I'm pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, me
Already
too.
in there.
Just.
Do we put the vehicle
And
flat
so
first?
we put them flat, and then if you shove the Mentos in and keep hold of the stick, with a bit of luck they'll fly off. But who knows
Do
what's
you
going to
press
happen?
hard?
Yeah,
Are we going to 3, 2, 1, go?
Yeah, should we do a 3, 2, 1? Okay.
Are we going on go?
On go. On
Wait,
go.
do we
on
take
go.
the stick out?
Yeah,
So
keep
if you
the
shove
stick
them in
in,
and hold the
I'll say 3, 2, 1.
All right, go on then.
Ready?
We're going to go on go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go on, go on, go on.
Yes!
You keep the stick in!
Brilliant. There we
I almost
go.
took my hand off that.
We didn't quite make it to Manchester, but we at least went a couple of metres. That's all right.
Looks like I'm driving home then.
These are new on today.
Oh, I'm so
Brilliant.
sorry.
We need to see a slow-mo of that happening to you again with your glove getting stuck. Have a look at this,
Brilliant.
everyone. So this is an attempt at... What were you trying to do with that one? That was the rocket, wasn't
Well,
it?
the world record is 11.02 metres, and they didn't quite go that far, but that's science for you.
You hit my head on the head. I fall back and hit my head. I'm suing.
That was terrifying. I didn't know what was going to happen to
Doesn't
me.
that just show you all the fun you can have, though, doing
Oh, yeah,
this?
great
and
fun
learning
exploding
science
my
as well.
hands.
So
Learning
thank
science,
you.
and a
Thanks,
big part
Doctor.
of science is having a go.
Yeah,
and
it
so we've
is.
all done that today.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, still to come, Ted Lasso, actor, singer and musician. Jeremy Swift is here to tell us all about his brand new album. We'll see you after the break.
They're brand new, though.